Everybody, hospitality friend Glenn here. Listen, we already know Actabl gives you the power to profit, but now they're giving you more actionable insights to drive that profitability. Do me a favor, take a moment and check out hoteldata.com. You're getting set for budget season, right? And this new benchmarking data is going to help compare your hotel's performance for the rest of 2025 and into 2026. Please check out hoteldata.com or the classic actable.com. Have a great day and enjoy the show. Hey, everybody, welcome back to No Vacancy. I'm Glenn Haussman, excited because we've been building up to this episode for a number of weeks now. We got our friend Bruce Ford, SVP of Lodging Econometrics, that's going to talk to us about the global pipeline. So today, we're going to learn all about how everything comes together to get a universal picture of what's going on in hospitality right now. Bruce Ford, great to see you back. Had so much fun talking America with you, Americas with you, APAC, the whole world. We're going to bring it together.
Add it all up, Glenn. I got my calculator.
That's a good thing because I'm not very good at math. That's why I rely on you. Before we start looking at charts and graphs, what's the big observation that you're seeing right now on the global hotel construction pipeline?
Well, we're going to peak out on openings this year for new construction. We are going to probably have roughly 430,000 rooms opening this year
Is that a
across the world.
lot or a
Well,
little?
it's not the most.
Mhm.
Um, since we've been tracking in 2008 the scheduled openings, we had 2 years that were over 400,000 and one was 484,000 rooms, and that was rolling wind, Glenn. What year do you think that was?
Uh, 2009.
19, you're close.
Oh, I was thinking that there was a
2019.
big buildup pre the Great Recession, and then we saw a flow through after that.
Well, you might not remember, but I'll remind you,
Yes.
okay? In 2019, we had peaking pipelines in a lot of regions, okay?
Mhm.
And just at the beginning of the pandemic, we were about to really enter a really accelerated development cycle because we had cheap money. And the cheap money was going to allow for cheap construction loans, which was going to allow us to build more hotels. All of that changed.
It
Okay.
sure did, and I think that's my memory is a little foggy for anything between March 2020 earlier. So
Yeah,
yeah.
ribbit. You started doing shows 5 days a week. Your brain went to mush.
All right, so we're taking a look right now, and for those of you on the audio version, I'll see about putting the chart in the show link. But the global construction pipeline, Bruce, I've been talking a lot about luxury and how that seems to be now separating itself completely from everything else. Is that something that you're seeing globally here? What's the difference between the luxury level now in development and everyone else?
So luxury, when we were growing up in the industry, Glenn, was a 300 room, Four Seasons in a downtown location. Okay, luxury resorts were big. They were often multiple restaurants. They were often built around being really kind of 2 to 400 rooms. Today, luxury properties are much smaller, okay? Many luxury resorts, like, using a for instance, Rosewood announced they will open a new property in Napa Valley, California, Calistoga. It'll be 118 rooms, will be the hotel. It'll have a couple restaurants. It will have, private residences and villas available as well. So
Right.
it's kind of more of an integrated resort that it doesn't have to be 300 rooms anymore, okay, for it to be luxury.
Right. And what's really fascinating is I remember, again, when we were growing up in the industry, the whole idea of putting a resort and timeshare and retail and all that was really starting to come together. Now I see that we're going towards that villa model that others are perfecting. And I think, Bruce, a lot of it has to come from us realizing that multi generational families really want to be together, but also kind of be a little separate.
100%. They wanna be at the resort, they wanna
Mhm.
leverage the resort amenities, but they wanna be left alone, or secure, if you will. So,
Right. Or
That's
just
really what the wealth is about, is a lot about security too.
yeah, also just about like having a living room where everybody could come together instead of a we have to meet in the lobby kind of a
Yep.
scenario.
They haven't really had a lot of
Mhm.
opportunity to be able to do that, and I think some of those types of resorts are keen towards the beaches and the resort destinations in Asia, but we're
Mhm.
even starting to see it in the United States too, in some of those higher end resort destinations, um, and in addition to that, what we're also seeing in luxury is a lot of new brands too, and a lot of new brands that are integrated kind of food and beverage slash luxury hotel
Yep.
slash and now even Ritz-Carlton is building fully functional private residential developments. They just did one in Boston on the top of South Station,
Wow.
and it's just Ritz-Carlton residences. It's not even a hotel.
Yeah, I think we got one of those on Long Island, actually.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's like just so everybody knows, it's like right on the Queens border. So it's kind of like you're on Long Island, but really close to the city
Right.
as well.
So luxury continues to be an offering where some of these hotel companies are kind of selling memberships. Okay.
Dude, I'm just about to declare that's the next big trend, right? Now that Tyler Morse and MCR got Soho House, that is igniting what I've seen is slowly building, but now I think that's going to catch fire.
Right. So the membership model is becoming more popular,
Hmm.
but also you have kind of the residential model where you have the apartments by Marriott Bonvoy,
Yep.
using an example of that. Now, that's not necessarily declared in a chain scale as of yet, but you can get, yes, that's going to be a four-star offering, if you will.
Right. All right, so let's not make this all about luxury. We got to investigate where the rest of us are typically situated in the hospitality industry. I'm talking about upper upscale through economy. What are the big observations you're seeing here globally, Bruce?
So upper upscale does definitely have some openings growth coming in 26 and 27. It's a nice consistent growth model for new upper upscale hotels opening, and those are spread across all the continents. There's a little bit of a story everywhere, almost, the United States, there's some cities in Europe that have new upper upscale, there are cities in the Middle East with new upper upscale, as well as many Asia Pacific markets and destinations that are doing upper upscale. So it's happening everywhere. Of course, we have new construction projects, but we also have a significant amount of conversions as upper upscale and luxury saw more new brands in 2017 than probably any since 2017 in
Right.
probably any stretch I can remember in the history of the business. So the
Gotcha.
expansion in full service really has been uh, changed. And as you and I have both said, finding a full service hotel in a major urban market for under $300 US a night is very tough to do these days.
Yeah.
And, so as a result of that, that's kind of reset the potential ADRs for these brands and it's kind of continued to expand the chain scale, and we're seeing that in more cities across the world.
Hmm.
The new hotel that's under $300 in an urban center is an upscale hotel, and those upscale hotels can be both extended stay, but also select service like a Courtyard by Marriott or a Hilton Garden Inn, and we continue to see more upscale brands, uh, growing by new construction. These projects are kind of, uh, morphing into maybe dual brand projects as we're getting some of those extended stay and select service hotel brands coming together, whether that's Hilton Garden Inn and Homewood Suites or whether that's, a Staybridge Suites and a Crown Plaza, or it's a couple of different kind of models.
Let me just interject. Love that model
Yeah,
personally. I think
why
it's
not?
really great if you have the right heads of sales and marketing, the right general manager. I think it's a real 1 + 1 = 3 kind of scenario.
And I think they agree with that, and so we're getting those models anywhere between 75 keys a brand and 150 keys a brand. So you can be really between 150 and 300 rooms on that model,
And then that's kind
depending
of
on where
decided
you are.
upon drivers within that particular local economy.
Sure, yeah, and I think, it takes the onus off of the select service hotel to have a lot of suites because you have the extended stay product next door.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it, kind of has morphed from what we would have said was an inn and suites model
Yeah.
is now, an inn with extended stay.
Right.
So you get 2 brands in there.
So Bruce, I was recently at a particular industry conference, and I believe this, and now it seems to be coming to fruition. We seem to be at a point in the cycle where there's a lot more uh, conversions that are coming on to the scene, right?
Well, that's happening largely because the inventory of the industry is reaching a critical point where we have a significant number of hotels that are in kind of that 15 to 20-year-old model. And in most cases with these select service brands, the franchise agreements are either 10 with an extension available
Mhm,
or 20 years.
mhm.
So in many cases, we're reaching that point where that big renovation needs to occur to be able to obtain that extension. And that renovation is the most expensive renovation that has been completed at that hotel. It's typically the third round
Yeah.
by the time you get to 16, 17, or 18 years. And so as a result, you have to determine your investment criteria in that hotel and whether it makes sense to put more money into it to
Mhm.
renovate it, or is it time to sell the upside to a new owner? Because
Yeah.
the hotel business, we do run our hotels straight into the ground and then hand over the keys.
That's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how it works.
It sure does. All right. So I understand what's going on with the pipeline. I understand why we're the conversion part, but Bruce, I want to know a little bit more about what's going on in specific markets now globally. Here are the big ones, huh?
So these are the markets that have the most new construction rooms in the pipeline. This is not a project driven chart. This is rooms driven.
All right.
So
So I just
first,
want to say 3 of 5 are China.
yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
But you'll notice in China, it's not it's as we talked about in the AP
Yep.
version, it is cities 6 through 10. It's not necessarily just Shanghai or just Hong Kong or just Beijing.
Right.
You know, Guangzhou and Chengdu are really kind of like cities 5, 6, or 5, 7, depending on the sizing. But also, you know, Dallas isn't the biggest city in the United States either, but it has had significant population growth.
Yes.
It has a new layer of suburbia that has come in, and as a result, with we continue to see more projects go there, and that's one of those cities where if you're starting a brand, you have to get those locations in and around that metroplex.
Right.
Um, so that's a driver there. And then Orlando, we're still seeing more resorts, but we're also seeing a lot of knockdown and rebuilds too. And in some cases, we're seeing the first versions of some of these brands, as I think we may see, that Apartments by Marriott Bonvoy coming in Orlando soon enough. So,
Fascinating.
there's a lot of different models here in Orlando, but Disney is clearly investing. They have a new DVC resort, the Lake Shore Lodge, that's well underway. And then they're continuing to renovate many of their existing developments as they expand. And they have theme park expansion coming as they have the new Villains Land at the Magic Kingdom, as well as the new
Yep.
areas at Hollywood Studios, new areas at Animal Kingdom. And I'll file my report on Disney when I come back. Uh,
Excellent. My wife just returned from there as we are recording this, so
okay.
she had a great time, by the way. And Bruce, you didn't mention Epic Universe on the other side of town, which
I don't know what that is.
yeah, I know. Bruce is not legally allowed to talk about that company, being that he has Disney Vacation Club. But I will say that this brand new theme park, Epic Universe, over there is getting a lot of play in the media, and there's a lot of hotel development that just occurred around it. And my hunch is will continue to occur around it because it's conveniently located as well by the convention center and on iDrive, Bruce, where you say there's a lot of opportunity for redevelopment of parcels. How do we learn about you? How do we find you?
Well, Glenn, it's been a pleasure to have this series with you. I hope we can do it again.
Yeah.
We've found it to be very useful. My clients have raved about what we've been talking about, but you can visit Lodging Econometrics on LinkedIn. You can find us on our website, lodgingeconometrics.com. Click the Global Insights button. We have press releases going out. We'll be doing more public appearances. I'll be at the Lodging Conference doing events and panels.
Nice. We got to keep this under 15 minutes. So I'm ending it right now. Like, share, subscribe. Goodbye, everybody.